everyone. Welcome to Art and Fashion. We're here today with Angela Newman, aka Anji Pan. How are you?
Hello. Good.
So you do a lot of illustrative type of work, but you use different mediums. Tell me a little more about your art.
The illustrative part comes from it just being really graphic. I adhere mostly to like line work, but my entire process involves mostly just experimenting with whatever. That's why I try to use as many different materials, like just stuff that I'm not even comfortable with yet. I'll just bring it into a project. So like I already have the base of it in a place where I'm comfortable, and then I'll put something new straight on top and see where it goes.
Mixed mediums.
Yeah, that's my favorite to work in.
Okay, great. Do you have one that you've used more consistently than others?
Probably a combination of acrylic paint and colored pencil. That would be my first go-to. I like ink too. Okay.
Now, a lot of your work, you also come out with prints of it. Do you find, how many prints do you usually make?
It's relatively a new thing right now, so I've only been, and one thing I should say is I have so many different drawings that are ready to become prints that, you know, I don't really spend much time doing big runs of prints. So I'll just do like 5. Like I'll go and I'll make 5 of maybe like 30 different drawings and then see what people like, and then the ones that stick around, you know, I'll go back later and I'll make more. Okay, so you will make more, like if people request a specific one, or do you want to make it more special and be like, no, that's the last one? Well, that depends. I like doing the hand embellished prints. That could make it a more significant group. I'll try maybe like a different color combination. I even do this like handmade print thing where I'll have like a template drawing, and then I'll lightbox by hand with different, like with ink or colored pencil or pen to see how the different, like it's the same image, but like the lines and the texture will be different in each one, and the colors I can change up. So that makes it original. It also takes a lot more time to do. That's really interesting. What got you into making the prints off of the originals? Just finding a way. I wanted to find a way to make it more accessible to more people. So I realized a lot of my audience is other artists or, you know, students, because, you know, people around my age, they're just, you know, they got out of college, or they're still in college and stuff, and they don't really have as much money to spend on something little extra like art. So I wanted to make it more accessible to them. You know, and I'll save my bigger stuff, you know, for somebody who's looking for, you know, a collector. An original or a collector or a gallery piece, and then the prints make it more accessible to the general public. Yeah, if you just like have the image. Yep. Yeah. Okay, cool. When did you start creating artwork and developing your style? My own style, I don't, like maybe you could say like, I don't know if a 5-year-old can have a style, but like I definitely had my group of images that I would draw like consistently back then, and then it kind of turned to training and looking at other artists to see what they were doing and trying to mimic that, and just like training my hand. And then it at the end of, well, actually, like high school, I would say it started to go back like full force into my own imagery, like my own style, my own my like fingerprint, you know, like started to really come through around then, and just been running like full gait with it. So are you formally trained as an artist, or did you develop your kind of training and technique through self-practice? A lot of practice. So much practice, and I had a really great art teacher in high school. He's a comic book artist, and so that's where I get a lot of, like, again, the graphic style, and it runs in my family too. My mom's dad used to draw the diagrams for math textbooks before they had computers, so he had a very like clean line. And you know, I like to look at other artists around me, so I'll get influence from like artists that I'll collaborate with. I'll kind of get to like creep on their style and try to utilize it, and I do here and there take the life drawing classes over in Smithtown, and it's good to be around that environment because a lot of people have different techniques that they use. So it's a combination, I guess, of observation and just all that practice and just the dedication and desire to be better and better, see where I can take it.
Are there any like classic artists or artists from the past that you find a lot of influence from?
Definitely Muka's line and his subject matter and just everything about that. I love foliage, I love, the figure, plants, nature, the colors are great in that. I like Klimt for the same reason, his textures, the skin tones he'll use. I follow like modern artists too, aside from my friends. Like I try to keep my local artists, closest to me. Like I wanna be able to feed off their style and try to mesh mine together and become a coherent, thing with them. But I'll follow, definitely James Jean, another person with a really great line. This guy, Damien Chavez in California, he has a style kind of like Klimt's. It's a more cleaned up version, I think, in my opinion.
Okay, cool. And then concept-wise, like what kind of message do you have underlying your artwork? Is it all over, or do you go back to a consistent theme?
The theme would probably, it's more of like a personal diary of mine. Like the subject matter, I get a lot of influence kind of from the way you would have a dream and not really understand like your subconscious thoughts, and it kind of comes out in an image for me, and I'll go back and I'll look at it and be like, oh, okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Like a little bit later, once it comes to around to me realizing like what was going on during that time, I like a lot of influence from stories in the Bible and Greek mythology and anything to do with the ocean. Long Island has a lot of really great scenery and landscapes, and definitely the ocean is always a big part in, I think, Long Island art for a while.
I think one of our summer shows is actually going to be like nautical themed, so I'm kind of excited about that, so I'm sure you will be too.
I already have so much stuff.
Yeah. Where have you exhibited?
My first solo show was at Toast in Port Jeff. My second was at Brickhouse Brewery in Patchogue. I showed last summer at the Southampton's Art Center, which is the Old Parish Art Museum. I hosted my own art show for about 2.5 years in Ronkonkoma, and that was kind of just an open show, so I would have people put up just works in progress. It was kind of like the artist's art show where you could go and have people talk about like, all right, I would like to take this in this direction, or I'm not happy with this, and then you'd have other artists around, even musicians. They would give their 2 cents about, I like this, or you try this next time.
What was the space that you did that in?
It's Field 10 Studios near MacArthur Airport.
Okay,
I'm not there anymore. I have my new studio.
Okay. Where do you have your new studio now?
It's in Lake Ronkonkoma.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So it's just me in there now. It's a little small. I can't really do the shows.
Yeah, not that big of a space to host public events anymore.
Maybe in the summer, like there's an outside area. There's a little courtyard, and there's a pub next door with outside eating area, and maybe me and them could team up and do a little something. But I don't really want to jump back into the show until it's like just right, because I had total creative say when it was in my old studio. I don't want to make it like less than what it could be.
Yeah. Where do you see things going in the next couple of years? Do you have any upcoming shows that you're excited about? Any direction you want to take your work in?
I'm kind of just going to let my work do what it does on its own. I'm not, I've been told to pursue bigger galleries, so I'll probably look into that and start, sending my stuff, although it's like a nerve-wracking thing to ship one of your paintings to somewhere else in the country.
Yeah.
I'm gonna maybe try to take that step, this summer. Any
collaborative pieces that you're working on with other artists anytime soon?
Me and Anthony Zumo have a thing that it's my turn to do it.
Okay.
On my end. So that one's gonna get done. My friend Chris, who is a really amazing artist, him and I have, several works already done, and we want to add to that collaboration portfolio of ours, and hopefully get that into a gallery under the name G. Roy. So G from Anji Pan, and his name is Christopher Roy.
Oh, okay, cool. How'd you come up with the nickname Anji Pan?
It was like a nickname, kind of just came out of nowhere during a class in about, I think it was in 8th grade. And then I was also doing logo design in my art class at the time, so I was like, okay, Anji Pan, and it kind of,
it just stuck.
Yeah, I was into the graffiti. I thought I was going to be like graffiti artist. I thought I was going to be a tattoo artist at first, so I was like, oh, this is my tag, and it kind of just became.
Yeah, it's original. It's. You actually just got the website also, right? You just started getting your website up and
As
going?
of midnight, yeah. As of like 12 a.m. today, it's
okay.
up and running.
Well, then I have good timing. Where can your website be found?
It's www.anjipan.com.
And you've also been pretty active on like Facebook and Instagram and stuff. Where can you be found on those pages?
Well, it's facebook.com/AnjiPan again. Instagram is @AnjiPan. It's all very much the same.
Yeah.
The print account for Instagram, I just took down all the prints actually that I had previously posted. I want to do it in sections so that the stuff doesn't sit up there and get stale, and also so I can bring the prints out. It's the summer now, so well, not really the spring.
Yeah.
Ambitious.
Jumping ahead there.
Yeah. Well, this season is more for events outside and festivals and stuff like that, and where I will be able to bring my work, and I don't want to have it tied up in an online shop. I might sell out of it.
Yeah.
So that's Instagram @Anjipan.
And how do you spell Anji Pan, just for?
It's ANJIPAN.
Okay, great. So now everyone can find you. What's the best way to contact you also if somebody is interested in your work?
Definitely my email. Or you can come down to my studio on Hawkins Avenue. It's it's new, so 5-6, I don't know. I don't remember my address.
Hawkins Avenue.
Yeah, something.
Maybe-ish.
It's in between Flanagan's Pub and Sachem Dental, and I'm in there 3 days a week. So you can come in Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, anytime between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. And you can talk to me personally. You can, get a commission. I'll paint your portrait, you holding your baby.
Okay,
I'll do
cool.
anything.
Yeah, and then your email address is?
It's AngelaCNewman@yahoo.com.
Okay, very cool. Is there anything you'd like to add? Anything for artists just starting out, up and coming artists looking to get their start and put their artwork out there?
If you don't already, I would suggest first off that you carry a sketchbook with you always at all times. If not to draw, to write down ideas that maybe you're not skilled enough to complete at this time, go back to them later, and then, really don't lose out on the fresh ideas that you have, like when you're just starting out. I feel like those are the best ones. And I would say practice every single day. The worst thing you could do, my art teacher from high school says this, is look at a blank piece of paper. Just draw anything. Just get your hand used to the muscle memory that is involved in like drawing the same kinds of lines, and then you'll be able to build more and more from there. And go to shows. Go to as many shows. That's how I started. I just put myself in the place where I was looking at other people's art, and I'm like, all right, I would like to be there one day, and you just keep going, and then eventually you're at your own art show opening.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And anything else about your artwork that you'd like to add?
I just wholeheartedly enjoy making it. I don't think I'm ever going to stop. Like, everybody could turn a blind eye to me and I'll still be off in the woods somewhere making art.
Well, that's how you know that it comes from here, too.
You can't turn it off.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. It was great to talk to you and find out more about your artwork, so many things I didn't know. And I hope you guys tune in next time. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks, Dominique.